If you would like men to unconsciously notice your confidence and be attracted to you, then this is going to be a great video for you. I want us to do a video today sharing 7 signs of confidence that we as men register, but not on a conscious level. There's lots of things we can say that we notice in a confident woman, but what about the stuff that we just feel? That we go, what is that? I love that about her. I can't even put my finger on what it is. Well, today we're going to actually put a finger on exactly what it is that men are noticing so you can show that kind of confidence. Before we start, don't forget a copy of my book. You can get that if you haven't got it already. It's now available and there's a free chapter if you're still on the fence about it. Number 1 subtle sign of confidence that men notice is letting him lead. One of my favorite sayings to say to some of my hardworking clients is, sometimes you just gotta lean back and watch the world burn. You see, it can take confidence to step up and take the lead yourself, for sure, to make decisions, to get work done, but you can do all those things. But do you have the confidence to stop doing all those things? To just lean back and let the man lead? That's a different type of confidence, and it's a feminine-masculine polarity piece. But men pick up on this confidence, and we do so for a couple of reasons. Number 1 is when you lean back, it tells us that you must trust us and believe the best in us. You trust us, and you probably trust men in general and have had good experiences with men. Remember, a lot of confidence is just saying, hey, I'll handle it, I'm going to be fine, I'm good at that. So if you say, hey, I trust men, I can handle men, I'm good at men, then we say, wow, she must have had good experiences with men, i.e. she must be popular with men. And since other men think she's great, she probably is. A lot of confidence comes in perception. So when you let us lead, you say, hey, I believe in you, and I like men. And we go, that's great. We like you too. The other cool part about this is when you let a man lead, you're also communicating that you can handle the worst case scenario. Because the truth is, when you let a man lead, some men naturally are going to let you down. That's inevitable, especially in early dating. So when you lean back and you say, you know what? I'll take the chance because I believe in you. I believe in man. We say, wow, she is so relaxed about that she must have a lot of resilience. She must be able to handle things fine. She's not coming from a place of fear. She's coming from a place of believing in us. That shows a ton of confidence because so many people in the world today act out of a place of fear. So when you lean back and you say, stuff that, I'm not scared, you'll either step up or you might temporarily disappoint me and I'll step away to find someone else who will step up. That shows a tremendous amount of confidence. Not just in us, but in you to be able to handle what happens. When you lean back and let him lead and step back, you show such confidence that men register on an unconscious level, and it allows us to feel masculine, certain, and confident about you and around you. Second subtle sign of confidence that men notice is taking responsibility. It can be responsibility for your life, for your health, for your relationships, whatever it is, you say, you know what? I'm not perfect. This is something I can improve. That's something I can improve. It's not being a victim where you're saying, hey, everything I did is wrong, woe is me. That's the total opposite of confidence. It's saying that I have enough self-assuredness, enough self-worth to say, you know what? I'm not perfect. And that's okay. Here I am in all my imperfection. Take me or leave me. That shows a lot of confidence because people with narcissistic trauma, people with a real lack of self-assuredness or self-worth, they can't do that. They have to blame everyone else for their problems. They say, oh, it was all my dramatic ex who was the bad news. Oh, the reason I can't go to the gym is because I have the wrong genetics. You know, they blame things outside their circumstance. But if you take responsibility, you say, yeah, you know, there's things I can improve and there's things I've taken and learned from. You know, I've taken this action to improve this area of my life. I've taken that action to improve that area of my life. When you can say, hey, I am responsible for me and my world, not only does it say you must have a high self-worth and self-assuredness to expose that, it says that you're not going to make us responsible for all of your problems. We're going to have a teammate who wants to work with us and work on herself while we work on ourselves, and we're not just going to end up with a future girlfriend who's going to project and blame all of her problems on us. And deep down, this is one of men's biggest fears of being in a relationship. So when you take responsibility, it's very attractive for a number of reasons, and it really demonstrates beautiful core confidence. Number 3, confidence. What is confidence really? It's the internal language that says, I will handle it. And the most confidence comes from when you say, I will handle it easily. I will handle this boundary, difficult conversation easily. I will do a backflip easily. I will build a spaceship easily. Whatever you can, if you can do it, you are confident. If you can do that speech in front of 1,000 people easily, you are very confident. So confidence is about getting things done easily. So how do you apply this to men? Well, one of my favorite dating skills to coach, and this brings us to number 3, is get a lot of your boundaries done using play. Play is an amazing dating skill because it's one of the most relaxed states our body can be in. When we're playful, we are relaxed, we are present, we're not taking anything too seriously. And if you don't believe me, look at an animal when it's playing. Are they stressed? Absolutely not. Play is one of the most relaxed, easygoing states we can possibly be in. So if you can get your boundaries done in that state, you're gonna look very freaking confident. So play could look like a guy wants to sleep with you. There's a bug on my leg. A lot of play comes out early on when you're setting boundaries in dating. It can be in the way you text, it can be in the way you set boundaries around sex, it can be in the way you set boundaries around date locations, it can be in the way you set boundaries around the times you're available. When you can do it using play and communicate playfully, you're automatically unconsciously seen as a more confident in comparison to a woman who has to be more serious. Play is the most relaxed state, so getting as much done as possible in a state of play makes you seem incredibly confident to men. Number 4 way to show that you're confident unconsciously to men is to be able to ramp your boundaries up from a state of play. As I said, the most confidence you can show to men unconsciously is going to be getting things done easily. Play is the best way to do that. But sometimes play doesn't work, or sometimes it's just not appropriate. You know, if you're playful and a guy keeps pushing to sleep with you or to push some other boundary, if you're playful and he continues to try to undermine you by being a victim or by making you feel guilty. Or maybe there's a situation where play isn't appropriate at all, such as, say you open up about an insecurity to the guy and then he shames you for that insecurity. That's not a situation where you'd want to be playful. The best, most confident women are really good at this idea of ramping up using just the amount of force required to get the boundary done. I usually say it's playful, and then calm and confident, and then serious. That's my boundary ramp that I teach to clients. Basically, the litmus test to know if you're doing it right is A, did I set the boundary? Did I get the result I wanted? And if yes, then B, did I use the absolute minimum possible effort to do it? They're the only 2 criteria. As long as it gets the job done in the minimum possible effort, you're communicating the maximum level of confidence. This is a big skill I work on with clients, is doing that ramping process from playful to calm to serious. So if you want to work on that with me one-on-one, feel free to book a call. 5th way to communicate your confidence unconsciously to men is by improving your interactions with strangers and people he knows. Think about it. If you're out with a guy and he's having these positive interactions with strangers and he's making a great impression on your friends and your family and even your work acquaintances, does that make you more or less attracted? Of course, it makes you more attracted. Exactly the same for us men. We love it when a woman can be our ambassador, when she can show up positively around our family, when she can make good impressions on our friends, when we're proud to introduce her to people. And there's a second cool part about this as well, is that we men have a natural threat detector. When we're with you and attracted to you and you're our person and you're talking to another man, just socially, no intent, we automatically have a threat detector that says, hang on a minute, what's going on there? Do we need to claim her? This is great news because it means the more positive interactions you have with men and with women, the more we can look at you and say, oh, she's confident. I want to go and grab that. Esther Perel talks about this really powerful concept about how we're most attracted to our partners when they're just a little bit away from us, just a little bit doing their own thing. And simple social interactions are a great way to get just a little bit away from us, doing your own thing, and have us see your confidence. And I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, wait a minute, Mark, I'm an introvert. That doesn't work for me. I'm actually the same. For us introverts, we need to change gears a little bit when we're getting into social environments because we might not as naturally make conversation with strangers, or we might not as naturally talk to 3 new people at the party as the extroverts might. But that's okay. It's just an extra challenge, it's just an extra learning opportunity, and you'll get that extra growth that the extroverts, because they don't have to put the focus on it, won't get. So whether you're an extrovert and this comes kind of naturally to you, or whether you're an introvert and it takes a little more focus, take social opportunities to look people in the eyes and have some positive interactions and talk to those extra people. Because by doing so, you project and you create within yourself a lot more confidence that your partner can subtly register. Number 6 is self-disclosure. So this means talking about yourself, disclosing things about yourself. When you see something you like, imagine a flower or a painting or something you like things about that flower or painting. Hey, the flower's a beautiful color, it's got a great shape, this amazing smell, that's why I love that flower. The painting's got great brush strokes or great details or great artwork, whatever it is, that's why I love the painting. Well, we men say the same thing about you as women. This woman's great, she's got this cool passion and she does all this cool stuff and she talks about this and she does that and she has this. There has to be things for us to grab onto. A lot of clients I work with think that asking questions is always the best way to connect with a guy, but actually sharing statements, self-disclosing things about yourself is the best way to connect with a guy because, like the flower, it gives us something to grab onto. And if we've got a woman who's talking about herself a lot and a woman who's asking us a lot of questions, there's more to grab onto with the woman who's talking about herself a lot. I'm not saying go full-blown narcissism and talk only about yourself. I'm saying self-disclose a little more than the guy does. Self-disclose a little more than you might be comfortable with. You would be surprised how much men love this. And it's a sign of confidence not only because we get to grab those things and love them about you, but because it actually shows vulnerability to share those things because in theory we could shoot them down and shame you for them. The vulnerability combined with the things that we can grab onto shows a lot of confidence and we're not thinking, oh, she was so vulnerable, she self-disclosed, that's great, but we feel your confidence when you do self-disclosure. And number 7 subtle sign of confidence that men notice is being steadfast or a sense of steadfastness. This basically means we can't push you easily off your opinions. It basically means we can't sort of always make you behave the way that you want. It means that we can't change certain things about you, values, etc., because they're really important to you. It's great to be open, don't get me wrong. Take on new ideas. If something really changes your mind, if something presents itself and you say, you know what, I've switched, then take it in and change it. But have things that you are steadfast about. Have things that are important to you because when we run into that steadfast wall, there's an automatic respect there and there's an automatic display of confidence that we can sense that we don't get when you're being a nice girl or when you're just being passive. Having a sense of steadfastness about particular values or things that matter to you, opinions, whatever it is, gives us a backbone that we can feel and communicates unconsciously to us your high level of confidence. What's a sign of confidence you notice in a man? I'd love to hear it in the comment section below. Please put it in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video very soon.